This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey everybody, you are here with 19 Cats and Counting. We all know this pandemic has been rough on everyone. We are all anxious. We are all stressed. What do you do with your cats and your dogs, for that matter, when they're feeling all of this stress? You're home, you're not home, people are sick. What's going on? We've got the answer. Well, we have someone who has the answer right after this break.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, and we are here with someone who's going to help us with the stress that we have all been feeling and help our pets to relax a little bit. Rita, are we excited?
Oh, I'm so excited. You know, I have a house full, 20. Since Dexter joined us. And Dexter, I posted on our wall on 19 Cats and Counting on Facebook. He was trying to take your job over this morning.
I saw that. He was in front of the computer, in front of the microphone. I was a little concerned.
He's sitting in the window now because he's upset he couldn't do your job.
But Sorry, Dexter.
Cats, and you with 11, there's a lot of time when the cats just get a little bit too unruly. And, you know, you want to sleep at night, don't you?
A little bit. Yeah, that would be nice. And I think you're the one who found it first that you could tell Alexa, I don't dare say her name, to play Relax My Cat.
Yeah.
And she would play music.
Yeah.
So let's talk to the guy behind this and find out where this came from and thank him. Amman Ahmed. How are you, Amman?
Hi, Amman.
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. How are you doing?
We're hanging in with all our cats. I have 11 and Rita has 20. So
with help from Relax My Cat, we're hanging in.
With help from Relax My Cat. Yeah. So you have Relax My Cat, you have Relax My Dog, you have Relax My Pet. So explain to us what this is about.
Yeah. So we started this probably 9 years ago, looking into music therapy around pets. And at the time, my music producer, Ricardo, who lives in El Salvador, his cat and dog had noise anxiety from the disturbances, shall we say, in his neighborhood. And from there, we just started experimenting with music. And we thought this is the most natural way to have a positive impact on a pet. And then from there, we just started creating more content. And then, eventually over time, we grew, we got more feedback. People told us what worked for their cat, what didn't work. And now, I think, 20 million cats around the world consume Relax My Cat.
Cats have taken over as the number one pet. How did you figure out what works for cats versus what would work for a dog versus what would work for, I don't know who else you do music for. Tell us who all you do music for and how you figure out what works for who.
Yeah. So obviously, without going into too much detail, because it is our secret sauce, we've put a lot of research into it. But there's just different frequencies and different sounds that work better for cats, that do with dogs as well. And it's just, once again, because we managed to amass such a huge fan base, we were able to understand from there, what impact it was having, and then find out the dogs, their lifestyle, the breed, and what type of music works. And but just to give you like a general overview from a dog perspective, like it's reggae, an altered version of reggae music that we've created that seems to work the best for dogs overall from our user base. So yeah, that seems to do well. And then with cats, it's more of a classical, and also like soft rock also seems to be the best.
Oh, cool.
Believe it or not. But all this stuff we create in house. We don't license anything. But yeah, over the years, even now we're still experimenting with new sounds because every pet is so individual, as you probably know. Yeah. So yeah, it's in a very good place now and having a huge positive impact.
And you have YouTube content too. So is that something that you find the dogs and cats are visually attracted to the screen when that's on?
Correct. Yeah. So it's visual content and it's on YouTube. And for dogs, it's color graded for dog vision. For cats, it's more like fast stitch content. It's like, birds on a screen, etc. etc. So that's more from an entertainment perspective for a cat to keep them entertained. And yeah, cats are a little bit more difficult because they're very individual creatures. And so they are harder to please. That's something we've noticed.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about catnip, something that's so widely, and then 20% of cats don't have the receptors to get the feeling from the catnip that other cats. So yeah, you don't know just because something works. And Rita and I between us have 31 cats right now. But I also have a dog, and I told my husband if we ever leave the house again, another week and my second COVID shot should be kicked in. We may actually do it. We have a Chihuahua who is a nervous wreck. And I rescued her from a home that had a bunch of little boys. And, that's some rough stuff with a teeny tiny dog. And she's better than she was. But still, if we leave the house, there's one spot in my dining room where she will go and leave us a gift. And so, we had spoken to, for Pete's sakes, what's her name? No, this is ridiculous. It does the CPR courses, the health courses.
Oh, Arden Moore.
Arden Moore. Why couldn't I cope with Arden? I talked to Arden about it, and she said, when you're alone, she said he's leaving that scent to make himself feel more comfortable. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this. So I told Brian, if we ever leave the house again, I'm putting this on for that dog.
I was going to say, in a multi-cat household like Linda's, is there music that appeals to both cats and dogs, or they are opposite ends of the spectrum and you need two different things?
Right now, we're in a place where we are looking at making that stuff, and we have experimented. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's still early days, because what we're trying to do right now is, like, our music is now kind of narrowing in where it's appealing for humans and their cat or dog to listen together.
Right.
And now we're going to narrow in even more and have it for cats and dogs to consume together.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of cat dog households out there, more than I thought. So that would be really wonderful for those people that
Very
have
true.
both.
Yes, we've done a lot of behavior sessions. And that's something we've talked about, your music and things with some of our behavior clients, especially as they bring in another animal and they're not really blending well. And there's a lot of aggression. We always talk about, I said, it's a recipe. I speak in analogies. It's a recipe. You can't just throw flour in a cake pan and shove it in the oven. You're missing pieces. And I really think this is a huge piece. It's helped my cats. My daughter had to move back home last August. Unfortunately, her husband passed from COVID. So 38. But she had 4 cats. So I've got 7 cats and a dog. And now we're integrating her 4 cats who have lived in their own little clouder and had their own hierarchy. And this is their home. And they're going through all the stress. Daddy disappeared. He was in the hospital for a month. Daddy disappeared. Now we're moving out of our apartment. Now we're in with Grandma and Grandpa and all these other animals. I mean, it was pretty ugly for a while there. And the music has been a huge factor in helping. It's not everything. We've added some. Yes. At night. Yes. My Alexa in the living room plays all night long music for the cats so that they can, then it seems to help with arguments at night when the adults are not moving around and there to stop them from bad behaviors. So it has been a huge piece of the puzzle. And I say that because I don't want anyone to play it and say, that didn't work. Sometimes you need to add a couple other ingredients into the mixture, but it will definitely help. It's a step. Rita's used it. I've used it. 31 cats between us. I think you got
brownie, and I've had her for 10 years, almost 11 years now with her siblings. She just never tamed down. Well, I can actually now, because I've been playing the Relax My Cat music, I can actually put the food bowl down in front of her and she doesn't run away. It used to be if I came in the room, she was under the bed. So it's really made a difference. That and a couple other things we've added for behavior relaxation. It's really been one of the big tools, I think, for calming her down.
100%. And I think from our perspective, that's why we say everything we do is experimental, and it's very important for like our fan base to give us feedback, because that's how we develop. We've not gone down the scientific route, and that's what's worked the best for us. And we know it has an impact. Like, we got a message, what was it, like 2 days ago? Someone saying that our music helped their cat when it was at the worst time in her life. And it helped with cancer, etc.
End of life decision.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, and said that, my cat, she passed away peacefully, but the music was just made everything so much easier. Thank you very much. She was my best friend for 18 years. And this is just one of it's crazy. Like, in a sense that this is just one of many messages where people saying, this music has helped my cat's anxiety or whatever for so long. They've passed away. Can I use the music for the funeral as a way of remembering my cat, because it had it was the only thing that helped with their anxiety. Wow. And when we get this is one of like thousands of messages from one extreme to like the others, where it's for us so touching. They were like, wow, every day we're having a positive impact in some way on the life of a cat and a dog. And we never say we're 100% the complete solution, or that we're 100% successful, but knowing that we're having such a massive impact it's the legacy that we're creating through our brand is the most powerful thing, I think, with anything.
Of course.
And it's just so heartwarming when you hear messages like this. You have to like stop and just be like, wow, this is just kind of breathtaking.
Every time we get a letter from a client saying that we've helped them, we just jump up and down and hoot and holler. So
what a rewarding. Well, I didn't think about that at end of life too. And as my son-in-law was passing, we were able to be in the room with him. Timing was everything. And they had classical music playing over the speakers. And I remember thinking, did I tell you that? That was a time, but yes. And I remember saying that they even had like wind chimes and they had all this stuff playing. And I thought, this is really nice because you're so anxious. And cats, you had, I hate to talk about poor Pumpkin, but we had our beloved, and I say our because Rita's cats are like my cats, but
last year it's been Colby, Pumpkin, that little baby kitty, Maxwell, Pinky, Sunny.
Yeah, Rita tends to, not all of them, but Rita tends to take in problem cats and older cats. And so she has a lot of deaths, but I know Pumpkin was ready to die and was trying to find some place to hide. And this is, she kept interrupting him, but this goes back to cats in the nature. They're not going to show signs. They're going to go hide somewhere to die. They're anxious. Is somebody going to find me? There's just a natural level of anxiety. Playing something like, I never thought about that. Playing that would be such a gift to take the anxiousness off and calm the cat as they were making that transition.
I wish I'd known that back when Pumpkin was passing, but that was, it's been like 2 years now already.
Has it really? Yes, that would be a wonderful tool for people as they're going through that. I'm wondering, are vets' offices onto this? What a cool thing to be able to play in the vet's office, because that is the worst place for most animals.
It is, yeah. So there are a few vets that use it, but I think they just consume it without just put on YouTube and consume it that way. So, but we definitely want to build more relationships with vets, with shelters. That's something that we're focused on doing, groomers, etc. So because there's so many use cases for this music and for the TV as well. So that's an area that we're looking at, forming these relationships for sure.
Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk more about other places where this music could be useful. We'll be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There's no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms. And our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting. My co-host Linda Hall and our awesome guest, Amman Ahmed. Am I saying your last name right?
You are, yeah.
We're talking about Relax My Cat music and the different ways it's been helpful for kitties and dogs and the other animals that you make music for. Then we're starting to talk about vets' offices and shelters. Now, I know firsthand, I've done so much volunteer work that rescues and shelters, especially if they're dog and cat, they're the most stressful places for cats. And I actually recently brought home 2 15-year-old kitties whose owner had died. And they ended up in the shelter. They'd been there for 3 weeks. And the shelter reached out to me and said, they're not thriving. And if somebody doesn't take them, they're going to die, because they're just under so much stress. So I took them. They're here and they're fine. But I can't help but think that if this kind of music was playing in those type of situations, that it could help ease some of that anxiety and stress.
100%. Like, actually, one of the things that happened, which maybe a year ago, I think it was like Fox News in Arizona, and it was July 4th, and there was a lady who was running one of the biggest shelters in Arizona. And one of the tips she was giving, and this was for dogs, is to use Relax My Dog. And she uses it in all her shelters. And I was like, wow, we did not know this was actually being used in that way.
Wonderful.
And to talk about us on Fox News in that way was just incredible. So we thought, okay, we definitely need to, see what we can do to improve the life of a pet, a cat or dog that's in a shelter. And it seems our music is having a huge impact.
Right.
And that's an area that we want to expand into for sure.
I know our shelter here in Lancaster could use it. And most shelters have the dogs in one area and the cats in another, so they could play the separate music for each. What other species do you do music for besides cats and dogs?
We're still in an experimenting phase, but we are seeing a positive impact with like guinea pigs, hamsters, and rabbits, I believe.
Awesome.
So that seems to be doing quite well. But at the same time, because we're quite a small team, we want to stay focused.
Sure.
And cats and dogs is definitely our main focus. But it looks like, for sure, the other furry animals seems to be working.
The more, the better. Well, when we do behavior, whether it's, somebody passed and the cat's having problems, we introduced a new cat and the cats are having a problem. The aggressive cat's having a problem because he's needing to prove his dominance. The other cats are having a problem because they're full of anxiety. 99.9% of the time, there's a root cause, but anxiety is what's causing the behavior. Mm-hmm. If we can get the anxiety down, we can work on everything else. And this is a huge, what a simple thing to do, to just, stream this, turn your TV on, whatever, and give them this gift and help calm them down.
We've heard from at least 3 couples in the past week and a half that their cats are now friends because the music was part of cutting the anxiety, and their cats now get along. This Amy just sent us a photo of their cats actually snuggling together, and they used to fight and not like each other very much.
Amy and her husband did not sleep in the same bed for 9 months because the cats were fighting. So one took one and one took the other.
Wow.
Yes, we finished. We saw the improvement. And I said, not only did we save these cats, I think we saved their marriage. I
the only ones. We've heard that a lot with couples.
And it was anxiety. It was one cat needing to prove they're dominant, the other cat being afraid. So the dominant cat's anxiety is hyped up because he's got to prove this point. And the little cat's like, leave me alone. And this was definitely a part of our recipe that helps so much. I mean, it's such a huge gift and it's an easy thing to do. You don't have to, it's not a major, just stream your music. I think almost everyone has an Echo or a Google Home or something like that they can stream through. Mm-hmm. It's such an easy thing to do.
I just had a brilliant idea.
Oh, share.
Come on. My parents have 6 dogs. They used to have 8, but 2 have passed away. They're all different kinds, from a big dog to a little dog. They are, I'm sorry, Mom, they are unruly. When you come in the house, they're just barking and jumping. And I'm just wondering if the relax my dog music, especially when they go out to the garage to smoke and read and the dogs come out there, I know she wouldn't want to play it overnight, but maybe out in the garage when they're all relaxing, they can play Relax My Dog. It might help their dogs to just calm down.
100%. Yeah, it's worth giving it a try. And if there's a TV in the garage, then maybe see if the Relax My Dog TV side works as well.
They have it that's not in use. It's just sitting there. So they could easily put it in.
There's a use for it. Well, and I tell people too, I assume dogs' hearing is much sharper. Like I know a lot more about cats than I do dogs, but I think, cats' hearing is so sharp. I keep telling people, you do not need to have it at a level of sound that you're being disturbed. You can't work because this music is playing. If those kind of things distract you, you can have it really low. Cats can hear so much better than us. You do not need to have it at human. Our dogs the same. Okay. I haven't done all the work on the dogs, but so, you can have it really low so that it's not going to disturb you terribly. You may not even notice it's playing. I don't hear it in the living room when it's playing at night.
You turn it out like white noise after a while. But hopefully the dogs don't, especially if you change it up. I'm sure you have more than one offering for each pet, I'm sure. So if you change up what you're playing for them, that will keep it fresh.
100%. Yeah, we do. And there's within the music, there's different frequencies that you as a human can't hear, but your dog or cat can. So yeah, we definitely have a range
I love that.
Of content because obviously they're going to get bored after a bit. Luckily, they don't get as bored as humans. That's why Netflix has to continue putting out new content. But for us and our pet flicks, as we call it.
Pet flicks. I love that.
That's good. I like that.
We continue to put out new content, but it's a very very carefully orchestrated, sure.
Well, and animals aren't, like you said, they're not quite as ADD as we people are. I mean, look at a dog. You can bring you the ball, throw the ball, bring you the ball, throw the ball. You can go at this forever with a dog.
Yeah.
I have a cat that does that, but 4 or 5 retrieves and he's done. A Simba.
Yeah. Dogs will go forever. So I can't imagine. And they are sounds. All of a sudden, 3 cats raced into my bedroom the other day and were jumping over to the window. It didn't even occur to me there were birds chirping outside the window. And they came from far and wide. Straight to the window. Birds,
Mine do the same thing. How do you think I knew Dexter was on the deck? My cats told me. I didn't know he was.
Oh, yeah. That's the name. Dexter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dexter, Dexter.
Don't let me take in another cat. Don't let me fill this spot. There's a cat on my deck.
Yeah, it happened during a cat behavior call we were doing, and Linda and our client both said, "Uh-oh." Yeah.
I think I just saw number 20 stroll in.
I never go over 20. Wow. Never go over 20. But without
that's your limit.
Without this music, especially for the 15-year-olds, when they came in, they were stressed to the max, and I made sure I played that music for them overnight and various times during the day, and they're very calm now. They're very, very happy here.
That's a good thing for grief too. I've heard people say, I read somebody comment on a cat board the other day that said, I don't think my cat really grieves. Sure. So, we have seen my daughter will wear something of Sebastian's. It's been washed. She's worn it. She throws it on the floor. Her 4 cats will find it and lay on it because they smell bad, even though it's been washed. They are grieving, even if you don't, just because they're not walking, they're still grieving. And so, there are just so many uses for this. All the things that cause anxiety, stress, moving, a new person coming in, a person coming out, an animal coming in or out.
Sometimes
Illness,
just a
who
piece
knows?
of furniture. Sometimes a new piece of furniture will do it. I know I brought in new chairs, and one of my cats will come in the room and then jump backwards because she's like, "What is that chair?" You know, cats are very, very high strung.
Well, I think that's helped Dexter too. We have determined that Dexter has never lived in a house before. First of all, he did not know what a litter box was.
No.
It took some time to teach him. And then he came downstairs and she turned the TV on and he was like, "What is that?" And he had this look that
like, what is
spoke 1,000 words. That is a weird thing. Never been inside before. So having something like that playing and keeping him soothed as he's navigating an entirely new world, albeit a great one where food is delivered to you, it's still an entirely new kind of scary world.
I set up the Echo Dot in the room where he sleeps most. All the doors are open, but like I always start off the new cats in a room that they can identify as their safe spot. So he's got Nikki's room.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got Nikki's room. So I put the Echo Dot in there, and yeah, he's definitely come around. As you saw, he wanted your job today.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. I won't sleep in. She has a lovely guest room, but I want to sleep on the couch where there's cats laying all over me. It's like sleeping at a cat cafe. It's awesome.
Exactly. So Amman, what's next for Relax My Cat, Relax My Dog? Are you guys working on anything new right now?
I think we're just very focused on creating new content and experimenting. The objective, Relax My Cat, Relax My Dog in 2020 combined like 42 million cats and dogs around the world.
That's
consumed
amazing.
our content. Yeah. And to be honest, there's like 1 billion cats and dogs around the world owned. So, we've only scratched maybe 4%.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to continue just focusing and helping us, having a positive impact, should we say, on as many cats and dogs around the world and just continue creating amazing content. So just staying laser focused on that. And yeah, I don't think we want to diversify into anything else. We just want to, and this is so fun and so unique. And, for me personally, I'm grateful. Every day I wake up and I'm like, wow, this is my job. I can't believe I do this.
I know. Sometimes it's like, pinch me. I get paid to do this. What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, we've said the same things. When a letter comes in saying you really help my animals, it's like, that's the most rewarding thing. I just feel like I don't know, cured cancer. So, I really solved this problem that's stressing everybody out. And this music is a huge part and you're helping so many people. What made you come up with the idea to do this?
You took that right out of my head.
Oh, I do that a lot.
So, as I said earlier, it was basically like the idea was around music therapy for pets. And it was just my music producer, Ricardo, who's in El Salvador. His cat and dog had noise anxiety, but because he lived in quite a rough neighborhood, shall we say.
Right.
And then we thought, okay, what's the best solution just generally on humans that has a positive impact? Mm-hmm. And maybe it was the same with, not positive, but has an impact where it changes your state of mind. When you listen to a good piece of music, if it's obviously positive, it makes you feel in a positive mood. Yes. And we thought, how about, transferring that, but doing it for animals. And right now, obviously, the conversation around mental health for humans has grown very quickly over the past 3-4 years.
Especially after the pandemic, especially after,
yeah, exactly. But it's the same for pets. Mm-hmm. Like the mental health for them. People are quite selfish. They've probably got pets for the wrong reasons, for their own selfish reasons, not understanding the impact that it's having on the mental health of your pet. And in a sense, that's where we are in this space, is creating content, music and TV content to have a positive impact on the mental health of your pet. And we want to continue doing that.
And they deserve that because they've been our saviors during the pandemic. I mean, like we were talking about yesterday, a lot of people adopted cats and dogs during the pandemic because, they were stuck inside. Maybe they had thought about getting a pet before and it's never the right time. So a lot of people went out and did that. And those dogs and cats, like for me, until I got my COVID shot, I didn't go anywhere. It's just me and my cats. I'm not married. My parents are close by, but they're older. So I didn't see them a lot until, we had a good handle on who was getting exposed and who wasn't. We were all staying home. But for a lot of people, their pets, that's all they saw. That's the only other living being that they saw during the past year and a half. Right.
Yeah.
And so to be able to give back to them and improve their mental state, It's just everything.
I think a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
people who
true.
adopt cats too are under the impression that cats are very independent, very aloof. I'm going to bring him in the house. He's got a litter box. He's got food. He'll be fine. Not so much. And then when the cats are misbehaving, the parents get anxiety too. I mean, there's no greater anxiety than walking out and finding someone peed on your kitchen counter. It's up there. It's up there on the scale. And,
Linda.
And they're fighting. Yes. And they're fighting and you're hearing at night. And yeah, this causes more anxiety for the parents as well. And those of us who work from home, I often turn the TV on something that maybe I've already seen this series, I'm running through Big Bang for the 8,000th time or something, because I can focus on my work, but I like that noise. But
Mayim will be happy
put
to
on.
that.
Yes. So yeah, shout out Mayim. We had Mayim on the show. So, you could put something like that on and work and entertain your animals and enrichment. That is so important. One of the things we ask in behavior sessions, do you have cat trees? Do you have perches? Do you have places they can go? Show me your house. There's a lot involved in, the play and them having enrichment and something that feels more comfortable to them. And playing this music is just one step to really helping them.
Sometimes I'll play the music and curl up with my cats and we just go to sleep.
No, that's cute.
The first time my daughter and I played it to check it out, she's like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired. I said, me too. This maybe relax my people.
Exactly.
It's a huge gift. And we're just so excited that you've done this because seriously, it is a part of our instructions to, I don't think we've had a behavior client that we have not recommended that to because
no, we always recommend that.
It's just whatever your problem is, taking the anxiety down a notch is going to help everyone. So here's what you need to do. So yeah. And obviously all the subscribers you've gotten, all the people listening, obviously that is a great metric of how well this is working. And anything you want to test out, we've got 31 cats and a dog between us. We're a pretty good focus group. Just send it on.
Yeah.
We'll test it out and let you know how it went.
Yeah, we've had people send us like Purina sent us food to test for them. OxyFresh sent us something.
Yep.
Who else? I mean, we've had
a few.
Dusty Paw sent us stuff.
Yep. Anti-cat fairy. Yep. Anti-cat fairy. Yes.
They know a good test bed when they see it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yes. So did you grow up with pets, Amman? I know right now you're traveling so much, you decided that wasn't fair. And that was a really good decision, but yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. So it was. So I did grow up around pets for sure. Like a lot of my cousins and stuff had like dogs, but I never got a chance because I just went to like university in a different city, and then that was it. Life was just kind of like moving around.
Right.
But I thought to myself, actually, let me wait until it's the right time because, like I said, you can so easily get a pet for selfish reasons, and you have to remember, like, your cat, you don't own your cat owns you.
Yeah.
So
totally different.
I love that you said that.
Yep.
I always give sort of invisible points to anyone who writes in and says, I'm owned by 4 cats. It's like, yeah, you got a good start. We're giving you points for that statement. Yes.
Sorry,
and cats
20.
Yeah. And while cats seem easier than dogs because you don't have to take them outside, litter box, blah, 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 they're also incredible creatures of habit, which is why I brought up, any changes in your house. Like you said, you could just get a new couch and they're going to freak out over it because they want everything to always be the same.
She stuffed herself under the new couch. I made the mistake of, this was years ago, moving at the same time I got new furniture, and Mischief was so petrified. The couch was this far off the ground and she stuffed herself under there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I thought was ironic. I'm like, you're scared of the couch, so you stuff yourself under it?
Exactly.
We did it. We did a video shoot for Catster magazine, and we needed some of, and it's at her.
It's at our. She's my editor.
What's her title? Editor. Thank you.
She produced the videos.
Yes. So she was producing. So it was at her house. So Rita's like, what cats? Pick out of, I don't know, which I had done 1918 lightweight. So we picked. There are certain cats that every time I come in to visit, because we live like 10, 12 hours away, they're greeting you at the door. These are the greeters. These are the social cats. These are the cats. So, okay, we picked the cats. Yeah. So yeah, Simon and Colby, who are the two most, they were the for sure going to come. They were like, I'm not having anything to do with this. And we actually lost Colby in the house. Rita's freaking out. I finally found a little orange underneath a dresser. Yeah, she'd shoved herself under a dresser that was like this far.
When the cat I didn't think would handle it, Pumpkin, he did everything. He was a star.
Yeah, Pumpkin was our, let's bring a third just in case. Let's bring Pumpkin. Yeah, he turned out to be. And the two that are most social, but cats like their same, they had completely different personalities. They were just like, I've never met these cats before. I don't know whose cats these are. Where'd you get these cats? So these things, it was a great lesson in cat behavior and how, we always recommend to people that they get a cat sitter if they can, as opposed to a boarder, because again, now we've got the new place and the new smells, and maybe they can hear dogs barking in the other corridor, and it's just nerve-wracking. They can get sick from it. So having this music
during the shoot.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. If we'd had that playing during the shoot, it might have actually helped a little bit. We might not have been trying to climb under dressers and tearing this poor woman's house apart looking for an orange cat that was missing.
Well, it didn't help that she had dogs and birds, and the cats could smell. Even though the birds were in a separate room and the dogs were outside, they could smell the birds and the dogs. So
yeah. But it's changed, if somebody's coming in, somebody's going out, grandma and grandpa are coming to visit from Florida. I don't know what's going on in your house. Turn this on, because you don't know what an effect this is going to have on your animal.
I highly recommend it. Any last words of wisdom for us, Amman?
I would say, if for anyone who does try it, obviously on YouTube, Spotify, just please email us, leave a comment, Twitter, Instagram, anything, because at the end of the day, the more feedback we get, the more we can learn and improve our content. And as a result, your feedback is so important, because it's part of our mission to then have a positive impact on more and more lives of cats and dogs. So we appreciate as much feedback as possible.
So it's pretty much everywhere, like it's Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. I know I can tell Alexa to play it, and she will play it. I don't dare say her name. She's always listening.
I think we can change her name. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Every once in a while we're on the phone and she's on speaker, and she'll tell hers to turn a lamp on or something, and mine will be like, I don't have a living room lamp. So we're very careful not to say her name, but yes, I have them in several rooms.
It's relaxmycat.com, relaxmydog.com. And I'll include those links, and also the link to your YouTube when the show gets posted on Pet Life Radio. And when we post it on YouTube, when we post the visual version on YouTube, I'll make sure everybody has the information they can get to you pretty easily.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you so much for what you do, Amman. You're making obviously you know this, and I don't need to tell you this because you're getting all these, but you're making a huge difference, and you've become a part of our behavior prescriptions. So it's just an amazing thing that you would devote your life to helping these animals like this, and there's so many uses for it. Yes, God bless you. Yes.
So thank you, Amman, for being our awesome guest, and Linda always for being my co-host.
My pleasure.
Then, of course, I have to thank Mark Winter, owner and producer of Pet Life Radio, who gave us a chance to have our show on Pet Life Radio Network, and who does such an awesome job at editing us. I really appreciate it. What do we always say at the end of every show, Linda?
Every day is Saturday.
Saturday. See you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.